This is the first page of your supported decision-making agreement. This agreement was created based on the elements in the Welfare and Institutions Code. The first thing that you want to do is fill in your name. This signifies that the document belongs to you. In the next section, you will see 5 life areas. You might decide to have more than 5 life areas or less than life areas that you want support in. This is your document and you can have as many life areas as you want. Fill in your first life area by number 1. An example of a life area could be making large purchases over a certain dollar amount. Under number 1, you will put making large purchases over a certain dollar amount. Next line, it asks for the types of support that is desired. This is where you will tell your supporters the type of support you need to make the best decision. For example, do you need your supporter to do any research on comparing where you will make the purchase? Or perhaps you need your supporter to read something to you or to better explain something so you can understand it better. What do you need supporters to do so that you can make the best decision? The next line is where you will name the supporter that is assisting you with the life area. This is page 2 of the supported decision-making agreement. This page has acknowledgments for you to review with your supporters. It's an important section to review with your supporters because it confirms and clarifies your life areas, the type of support you need in each life area, and who will support you with each life area. The acknowledgment section also clearly states the terms of your agreement. It states that you may file a report with Adult Protective Services if you believe that you have been neglected or abused. It states that you will review the agreement every 2 years and you'll update it as needed. And it further states the effective dates of when the agreement goes into effect until it is terminated. And it lists the reasons why it may be terminated.
Because this document is entirely based on your decisions and your choices, this picture shown here is to be able to show that the document must be voluntarily entered into both by the client and the supporters. It also acknowledges that the document can be terminated at any time. You'll see in the second paragraph, it does share and it does show that the termination of this agreement doesn't just have to be in writing. It can also be done by tearing the paper, obliterating it, canceling it, drawing a line through the paper, or any other indication that shows that you wish to terminate it altogether. Below that, you'll find an opportunity to check a box if you are attaching important legal papers to the supported decision-making agreement. This includes things like power of attorney. Below that, you'll see an opportunity for you as the individual to sign your name as well as date, and a place for 2 witnesses to confirm that this is voluntary, thus making it a legal document. There are multiple ways to make this agreement officially legally binding. One is you can have this document signed in the presence of a notary public who will certify that you signed the document voluntarily, or in the presence of 2 witnesses who are not named in the agreement, who will need to sign the document to state that they saw you sign the agreement voluntarily. Some things to know about the individuals who witness you sign it. Supporters cannot be the individuals who witness the signing. This is to prevent conflict of interest and ensure that your choices are in fact voluntary. Something to note is that your service coordinator can in fact sign and date as a witness. The agreement is not valid unless your signature meets one of those requirements as a witness.
Supported decision-making agreements. Supported acknowledgement and agreement. Supporters shall do all the following. Support and implement the direction, and preferences of the adult with disability. Respect the values and beliefs and preferences of the adult with disability. Act honestly, diligently, and in good faith. Act within the scope of identified by the adult with a disability. Maintain confidentiality of any information obtained by a supporter, unless the adult with disability specifically authorizes its disclosure. A supporter shall not coerce the adult with disability, make decisions for or on behalf of the adult with disabilities, sign documents on behalf of the adult with disability, obtain information not reasonably related to the matters with which the adult with disability has requested assistance, and shall not use or disclose information for any purpose other than supporting the adult with disability. Participate in any life decisions in which they have a conflict of interest. This includes but not limited to any decision in which the supporter has a financial or other tangible stake in the outcome. Supporter is bound by existing obligations and prohibitions otherwise applicable by law that protect adults with disabilities. Individuals shall not be selected as a supporter or continue as a supporter of an adult with a disability in any following circumstances. The adult with disability previously made or makes an allegation against the supporter under the Elder Abuse and Dependent Adult Civil Protection Act. The adult with a disability has obtained an order to protect from abuse against the supporter. The supporter is the subject of a civil or criminal order prohibiting contact with an adult with the disability, or is subject to a restraining order with respect to the adult with a disability. The supporter has been removed as the conservator of the adult with disability based upon the findings that they did not act in the conservatee's best interests. The supporter is found criminally, civilly, or administratively liable for abuse, neglect, mistreatment, or coercion, or fraud. In the supporter decision-making agreement, you have a signature page where it says, "I agree that I have read and acknowledged and agree with all of the above, and that I meet the criteria described in Section D above to act as a support for whatever your name is in the areas and ways stated in the attached supported decision-making agreement."
SDM Glossary. This is a list of words that are included in the SDM Agreement so that everyone, you, your supporters, and anyone who might read the agreement knows and can agree on what they mean. Let's start with adult with a disability. This means an adult with any disability, including an older adult with a disability or age-related disability. Disability includes but is not limited to an intellectual or developmental disability, cognitive disability, communication disability, psychiatric disability, physical disability, sensory disability, learning disability, dementia, cognitive impairment, Alzheimer's disease, major neurocognitive disorder, or chronic illness or condition. A life decision means any decision that affects the adult with a disability, including but not limited to a decision regarding any medical, psychological, financial, educational, living arrangement, access to home and community-based services, social, sexual, religious, or occupational matter. Support may include, but is not limited to, helping the adult with a disability obtain and understand information related to a life decision, communicating the decision to others, and assisting the individual to ensure their preferences and decisions are honored. Supported decision making means an individualized process of supporting and accommodating an adult with a developmental disability to enable them to make life decisions without impeding the self determination of the adult. Supported decision making agreement means a voluntary written agreement written in plain language accessible to the adult with a disability and concurrent with the sections 21005. A supported decision making agreement shall be signed in concurrence with subdivision B of sections 21005 and may be revoked orally or in writing at any time by either party. A supported decision-making agreement may include images be read aloud or be video or audio recorded in addition to the written version. Lastly, supporter means one or more adults who meet the requirements in sections 21002 and who enter into a supported decision-making agreement to help the adult with a disability make decisions.
An adult with a disability may choose to enter into a supported decision-making agreement with one or more chosen supporters. Support may include but is not limited to helping the adult with a disability obtain and understand information related to a life decision, communicating the decision to others, and assisting the individual to ensure their preferences and decisions are honored. An adult with a disability is entitled to have present one or more than other adult, including supporters in any meeting or discussion, or to participate in any written communication, including but not limited to individual planning meetings required by state or federal law, service and care planning meetings, discharge planning meetings, meetings with health care providers and individuals who provide residential services or long-term services and supports, and communications with a bank, financial institution, or financial planner. An adult with a disability may indicate that they wish to have one or more adults attend a meeting or discussion or participate in any written communication through oral statement, gesture, or augmentative or alternative communication method used by the adult with a disability. A third party may only refuse the presence of one or of more adults, including supporters, if the third party reasonably believes that there is a fraud, coercion, abuse, or other action by the individuals requested to be included that the third party is required to report persuasion to the Elder Abuse and Department of Adult Civil Protection Act.
This concludes our review of the Supported Decision Making Agreement. Please reach out to your service coordinator if you have any questions.